Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, guys. So last year we had the announcement trailer that we were getting a brand new Republic game, and to be honest with you, even though the trailer was just like a cinematic, it got a lot of people excited, me included. But then I got to thinking about what is actually going on with Knights of the Old Republic, the remake that was being done and being spearheaded by Saber Interactive. Well, we got a couple of updates on both of these, but first I'll just say my name is Dan, guys, so if you are new to the channel, like and subscribe, and we are going to jump into Fate of the Old Republic, because with this update, the director has actually come out and stated that they got funding, and it's quite a bit of funding, as you could see by the thumbnail. So, Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic director, bigger isn't better. A new report reveals that a private group led by a former NetEase veteran will be funding Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic. The Fate of the Old Republic received a surprise event at the Game Awards last year with no new details arriving since then. The director has stated, though, that the game should arrive before 2030, which, fingers crossed, we get it in the next 2 years. Hell, for all we know, it could be coming out November 2029, which still, it would be right for it. But that doesn't provide much info for players. Now we have been informed who is funding Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic. So the funding is coming from Greater Than Group, and this is coming from a report from Bloomberg. So they've revealed that former NetEase executive Simon Zhu has announced the launch of his new company, Greater Than Group, which has secured $100 million in funding. The titles under the belts include Star Wars, developed by Archnaut Studios, led by industry veteran Casey Hudson. Now, Hudson has brought on several former BioWare executives as well to assist with the development, which is always great to see. Casey Hudson, the director, shared some thoughts on the Fate of the Old Republic scale and its approach and use of AI. So as everyone knows, at this moment in time, AI is getting a lot, and I mean a lot of stick, and rightfully so. Because you got people now who are going out there, they're claiming themselves to be artists, to be filmmakers, to do all this kind of stuff, just because they put a prompt into a computer and it brought something out. Well, yeah, look at this. You know, perfect example is the Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt fight scene. The fight scene is absolutely atrocious, but it looks real. You know, and it's like, oh, you know, they fight each other, and it's just like, well, it looks like a Street Fighter game from the early 90s. So obviously, those people, to me, I don't find them artists and everything else, and especially when you get actual people who are losing their jobs because companies want to use AI. So it says by here that the developers, they aren't looking to use AI, which is great, as Hudson finds it to be creatively soulless, which it is. The director has also stated that bigger isn't necessarily better. The director isn't interested in making the game hundreds of hours long, however, replayability will be kept in mind, with players getting to explore different storylines. Always great. And it says, in other news, content is coming to Star Wars Droid Tycoon in Fortnite. Yeah, we don't really want to know about that one. But yeah, it's when you see people who are now claiming and they're saying, I'm an artist because I did this. Well, did you sketch it out? Did you draw it first? Did you color it? What did you do? Oh, I put a prompt in. You're not an artist. That is literally not an artist. You know, it's that sort of thing. But seeing how they're going along the lines of saying that it's creatively soulless and they're not going to use it, big thumbs up. Huge, huge thumbs up for that guy. Now we're going to move on to Knights of the Old Republic Remake, which, well, we haven't actually seen or heard anything from this game since its announcement in 2021. So, over on Screen Rant, they've actually got this article, and it's kind of interesting to see, because we are going to take a look at the official trailer over on YouTube, because it seems to be that nearly every day people are just putting comments on there, and it's like, where is it? So, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is a bona fide classic, which it is one of the greatest games of all time, described as one of the best RPGs ever made. It was crafted by peak BioWare and released in 2003, which still to this day, that game has replayability, something that Casey Hudson was talking about with Fate of the Old Republic. Now, I've played Jedi Survivor, and I played it once, and I don't really want to go through it again. with Knights of the Old Republic, I could play that every other day, and it's just so great. You can complete the game and go through it. Kind of like some of the mid-tier Resident Evil games. Mid-tier, I'm about, you know, the mid-numbers. So like 4 and all that kind of stuff. But it does go on to say that from there, its legend grew as fans longed to see the actual expanded universe of Star Wars far from the clutches of the Skywalker family. It was incredible to see this era of Star Wars 4,000 years before the events of the core trilogy and prequel. Then, as you can see, the original still has a sterling reputation, which it does. And fans are turning on the remake, which is still in production. Revealed in 2021, the development team Aspyr was supposedly to be working on the game, but came to find out that Saber Interactive would actually take over those duties amid other potential problems behind the scenes. Now, fans on YouTube, they are furious at the official trailer for the Knights of the Old Republic remake, with many folks asking where it is after all this time. When you announce a game and it's kind of like, oh, this is coming out soon, we want to know what's happening, maybe just drop a little bit of info like, yeah, we're going to do this, it's still in production guys, don't worry, and everything's going great. Something along those lines to get people, well, basically to stop doing things like this. So, this is from 9 hours ago. This is the last modern and up-to-date comment. We'll get GTA 6 before this. Yeah, which, considering what happened yesterday, is a bit, you know? Been 5 years, still nothing. We waiting longer for this than Cyberpunk and GTA 6 combined. This is hands down #1 baited video of all time. Crap and not Sony. Any kind of update will be great, please. Yeah, that's the best thing they can do. Still waiting. You know, markets for years of waiting. I wish they had this turn on purple lightsaber. Yeah, okay. We got one by there. What is this? Honestly, seriously disappointed. I expect Daisy Ridley in full Dark Jedi Master robes and also the circlet of Sarish. Throw some cardio regulators for a really nice Vogue approved look. I'm here a few days for May the 4th. I'll always have copium. Yeah, there's so many things going on, and when you see that it's actually got 5,410 comments, it's like, come on, what's happening? You know? And especially when you just go back to the article where, you know, it's going on and saying that, where is it? Because there's been literally no update whatsoever for it. And people are pissed, and rightfully so. It's almost like they're dangling a carrot in front of someone and going, huh, do you want this? Or you gotta keep coming. Come on, come on, come on. You know how in Family Guy you got James Woods, and when they want to trap him, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. This is exactly what it is. As you can see, you know, you got some people still waiting any day now. Pouring one out for my fellow Knights of the Old Republic fans. We just can't catch a break. Still can't believe it's been years since the trailer came out and we still haven't got anything new. And the thing is, with the trailer, it's just going on and you see the lightsaber ignite and that is it. Which you can understand why people are pissed. But I'm really hoping that we get some kind of update for this in the next couple of months because, well, the fans just want to have something just to whet their appetite. They're like, come on, let us know what's going on. And really, you can't blame them. But let us know what you think about this down below, folks. As always, my name is Dan. If you are new, like I said, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.